Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Auto Mastery University weekly sales training. I'm so excited because right now, starting today, we have started a new sales training series. Frankly, it's so rich, and I think your whole career could change if you play all out here. It's a commitment, though. These videos are 15 minutes apiece, and they're going to require you to do some work. And for 30 weeks of 15-minute videos, you are going to change who you are as a person and a salesperson. Let me tell you why I know that. This is based on three different resources. Number one is my 43 years in the automobile business, wearing every hat in a store. And also the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino, which is a book that is a fable that will work on your other than conscious mind, and it will change you if you play all out. And the third resource is a book that's one of my favorite sales training practical tools, and that is Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Blunt. And those three resources, my experience, Og Mandino, and Jeb Blunt's resource, will build you a business. And that's what this is all about. How to build a business. That's the name of this course. Matter of fact, we're going to call it that. How to build a business. Not just be in car sales, but build a business. So let's get rocking and rolling with it. We're going to try and get this done in 15 minutes. We got a lot of content today, so I'm excited to be able to share that with you. So, one of the scrolls, the first scroll actually, of Og Mandino's book is what's called the greatest salesman in the world. And I'm so jacked up because that's the one that really talks about it all. So let's talk about the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. You can see on the screen it says, "Today I begin a new life." See, you and I need to start fresh. Let's just, even if we've been doing this business for a long time, let's start fresh here so we can go to the next level. If you're brand new, good for you. Maybe you flipped pizzas before. Now you're in the automobile business. Today I begin a new life. So we later on in this series, we are going to read the chapter to you. And I'm going to encourage you to read it yourself in the morning and the evening. And I'll talk more about that as we finish up. Hey, look at your life. You have to get clear. Now, what do I mean by that? Because I don't believe people are lazy. I think they just have impotent goals. I believe that people don't know what they want. If they do know what they want, they get stuck because they feel like, oh, I'll never get that. I don't know how. How never gets you a goal. What gets you a goal is a big, big, big time why. WHY. Because if you know your why, if you know why you want what you want, you first of all know what you want, and then you know why you know what you want. When you have a cause, something you get up every morning early for, and then you have a bunch of B causes. Your cause is X, I want to make 10 grand a month. And your B causes are your wife and your kids and your husband and your house and a car, whatever it is. Your whys, your B causes drive you every day. I'm going to ask you as we go forward here to make 30 touches a day minimum. But you don't just do that for a paycheck. You won't. But you will do it for a cause, for a purpose. The why is the fuel. The because is the fuel. Your goals are your destination. I want 10 grand a month, whatever it is. The daily work, every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions, is the vehicle. If you have a weak because, a weak why, you're going to quit early. If you have a strong why, a strong will, a strong work ethic, you're going to never, ever give up. So here's what we're going to do. Grab a pen and a piece of paper, and you're going to write the answers to these questions. I want you to write full sentences right now. Why? Because you're stretching yourself a little bit. And here's what you're going to do. I'm going to read the question. You can stop the video and then pop it back on. We'll go to number two, stop that, and then come back for number three. And then stop that, and then we'll move on. Okay, here we go. Number one, who is counting on you to win? I want you to think about that. Write that at the top of the paper. Who is counting on you to win? Go ahead and put this on pause and write that down and then come back and join me. All right, welcome back. You did number one. Who's counting on you to win? Number two, what does winning actually buy? Might be the house, the debt gone, the boat, the neat car, the college fund. It might buy you freedom. I love monies because of freedom. It allows me to have more time to do what I want to do. That's why I love financial freedom. So again, I can do anything I want anytime I want. That's kind of my one of my missions in life. What about you? What does it actually buy you? Go ahead and stop the video, write that down, put some thought behind it, and come on back. Welcome back. You did number two. What does winning actually buy? Number three, why this business? What could you build here in 5 years that a regular job can never give you? Write that down. Dream. Think big. Again, there's no limit on what you can do in terms of dollars. The limit's in your head because when you've got a big enough why, you can get that, the how will show up. So let's go ahead and write that down. If you didn't get it done here, get it done by next week when we get together on the video, okay? Now, I want to talk about SMART goals. SMART goals are a strategy to use for every goal that you write in your life. And I have goals written down, and I've got books with goals written down, and I've got goals written on my wall, all based around this philosophy. S stands for specific. You can't just say, I want to sell more cars, or I want to be better than last month. No, it's got to be specific. I want 18 units in August. That's specific. I want to make 10 grand in August. That's specific. That is a goal. That's where it starts. Get specific with what your goal is. That's your cause. That drives you. And then with that cause, you've got to know, why do you want to sell those cars? Why do you want to make that money? With the cause comes the because. Next one's measurable. You can't manage what you don't measure. If you're not paying attention to the units or how much money you're making, then you're going to fade. I track my monies every single day. I track all of my business every single day. You've got to be able to measure it so that you can know if you're on target or not. It's pretty easy to track units, sometimes harder with monies. Ask your boss what you made on that deal, write it down, and know where you are in terms of how close to getting to what you want. The next one's achievable. Now, an achievable goal will stretch you but not break you. It's in your mind, you believe that you can hit it. You're not like lost before you even try. Some people set goals so big that 3/4 of the way or a quarter of the way through the month, they give up because they know they'll never hit them. You've got to hit an achievable. You've got to have a specific goal, but it's got to be achievable. Then next month, next quarter, raise it up. See, if you've only sold 10, don't have a goal of 50. That's not realistic. You need to be within, if you've only sold 10, maybe your goal is 15. If you've sold 15, maybe your goal is 20. The next one, relevant. What's that mean? It's got to be tied to your why, tied to what you want. If it's not relevant, if that goal doesn't get you the why, then you won't drive for it. The whys drive you to the goal. So the goal and the whys have to be relevant. And the last one, time bound. You've got to put a date on it. A deadline without a goal without a deadline is a wish. Got to put a date on when you're going to accomplish it. Vague goals, vague effort. Get smart or you're going to stay stuck. All right. So right now, what I want you to do is write your 90-day goals right now as we speak. So you can write these on your notebook and you'll have them for the next 3 months. And then I want you to put these goals near you. 3 goals on every line. This is the target. Everything else serves. Here we go. Units. If your goal is to sell 15 units, that's what? 45 units in the next 90 days. So that's what you would write. I will deliver 45 units in the next 90 days. So look at your best month ever and build it from there. income. Maybe your goal is to maybe you've been making 7,500 and you want to make 10 grand now. I will earn 30 grand in the next 90 days. Tie it to your why. What does that money do for you? What's it going to get you? And I want you to picture having that money. I want you to picture putting it in the bank. I want you to picture opening up your bank account and seeing it with emotion. There's an emotion with money. Activity. I will make 30 touches a day. Now, I'm going to talk about 30, 40, and 50 touches here, but we'll talk right now on the low side. Whatever it is, if it's going to be 30 touches a day, 5 days a week, that's 600 a month. The only goal you can control is your activities. Set your activities, be clear with them. Now, what I want you to do right now, all by yourself, or say it to your mate next door, what your unit goal is out loud. My unit goal is 45 units in the next 90 days. Or look in the mirror and tell yourself that. A goal spoken is a goal owned. Now, look, you can't control who buys, but you can control how many activities you do, how many touches you do in a day. That's why activity is the king goal. Outcome goals set the direction. I want to make 10 grand. Activity goals win the day, every time, without fail, no exception. So how do we have 30 touches a day? And again, I'm going to talk about 30, 40, and 50. I think you should go for 50. There's some people in this room that are already doing 30. But let's look at what it means. That means we're going to make phone calls. Part of it's going to be phone calls. You're going to know how many phone calls you're going to make. Past customers, orphan owners, unsold e-leads, lease maturities, referrals, video messages. You might have so many messages that you like to put out in videos every day. So you might do 15 phone calls and 5 video messages. If you're doing 50 touches, you might do 30 phone calls and 5 video messages, whatever it is. Social DMs and posts. What does that look like? But these are real conversations, not just making a post. I'm talking conversations with somebody that might be a buyer. Text messages to people, not just general, but personal. One question where you're getting them to come back to you. Emails, personal ones count. Templates, I wouldn't even think about a template. Use your own thought processes, your own personality in an email. And face to face, obviously, up service drive, referrals. If you go down and you see them and you knock on somebody's door, business owners you visit. 30 is not 30 cold calls. It's a mix. And top producers hit it before lunch. So again, 30, when you look at it this way, it's not that big a number. Average salespeople count ups, but business owners like you count touches. So let's see where we're going to be. Let's see what's next. So look at the math. If you have 30 touches, that's 600 a month. That's 30 appointments. Now, that necessarily might not be the case. You might have 15 appointments. That's based on assumptions that 1 in 20 touches becomes an appointment, and that half of the appointments show and half of the shows buy, which is legit. It might be 15 appointments, 8 shows, 4 or 5 deals. You get the point. 40 touches, obviously more deals. 50 touches, and when you go back and you look what a touch is, 50 is very realistic. You can break it out into 3 parts of the day. Could be, that's 1,000 a month, people. That could be 50 appointments, 25 shows, and over 12 deals. Cut it in half if you think that's too many. 50 touches, 25 appointments, 6+ car deals. The standard's 30. The question is, what's it worth to you? What's your why? Don't give up on this. Your business is not ups anymore. Your business is building a business and tapping in to all of the areas to touch. Okay, so here's your action plan for this week. We're going to do those 3 SMART goals, and we're going to post them at our desk. Today, we're going to block 2 power hours on our calendar for all the 5 days, 1 morning and 1 afternoon. That's where the 50, now as I said 50, live. I'm going to stretch you. Tonight, before you leave, you're going to build tomorrow's 50. Pull names from your CRM, list them out. Orphan owners, unsold e-leads, lease maturities, service customers with equity. Get a list of all the people that you're going to touch tomorrow. So when you come in tomorrow, you're ready to rock and roll. Every day you're going to hit 50 touches or 30 or 40. You're going to tally them when you see them. You're going to make notes when you're done with your touch time. As Jeb says, you're going to have a golden hour where you prep it. That's what we're going to do with those 30, 40, 50 names. And then we're going to have a platinum hour where we're really doing those 2 hours where we're touching them and doing their work, right? And touches plus conversations equal appointments. And then every day, in the morning and the evening, we're going to read the greatest salesman in the world. We're going to read a chapter morning and afternoon, and you're going to see why in a minute. Remember, if it's not written down, they're not real. All right, today I begin a new life. The why with names on it, 3 SMART goals, and 1 standard that you fully control. And you're going to do that every single day. So let me tap into this for you. I'm going to stop sharing here, and then I'm going to read to you from The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. It should be on your screen. Now, this, just bear with me. And I'm not going to stop. We'll drill it down next time we get together. But I'm encouraging you to read this. It's a fable. It's a fable. And I'm encouraging you to read it every day, in the morning and the afternoon. Here's what happens. Today, I begin a new life. Today, I shed my old skin, which hath too long suffered the bruises of failure and the wounds of mediocrity. Today, I'm born anew, and my birthplace is a vineyard where there is fruit for all. Today, I will pluck grapes of wisdom from the tallest and fullest vines in the vineyard, and for these were planted by the wisest of my profession, who have come before me generation upon generation. Today I will savor the grapes, the taste of grapes from these vines, and verily I will swallow the seed of success buried in each, and new life will sprout within me. The career I have chosen is laden with opportunity, yet it is fraught with heartbreak and despair. And the bodies of those who have failed, where they piled one atop another, would cast its shadows down upon the pyramids of the earth. Yet I will not fail, as the others, for in my hands I now hold the charts, which will guide me through perilous waters to shores which only yesterday seemed but a dream. Failure will no longer be my payment for my struggle. Just as nature made no provision for my body to tolerate pain, neither has it made any provision for my life to suffer failure. Failure, like pain, is alien to my life. In the past, I accepted it as I accepted pain. Now I reject it, and I'm prepared for wisdom and principles which will guide me out of the shadows into the sunlight of wealth, position, and happiness, far beyond my most extravagant dreams, until even the golden apples in the garden of Hesperides will seem no more than my just reward. Time teaches all things to he who lives forever, but I have not the luxury of eternity. Yet, within my allotted time, I must practice the art of patience, for nature never acts in haste. I'm going to stop there. We'll read more of it next time we get together. Go ahead and read it yourself, again, twice a day, because when you read it twice a day, it starts to seep in. You'll start to understand it more. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out. Way to go, everybody.